Alright, welcome. I'm recording this section basically to give a comment on the performance I had posted before. The Òmùgọ kóko from I had a performance in January, and it was curated by Tracy and Michael. So basically the idea for the whole project was so how do I talk about this? Basically, I was invited for the performance, and in the performance, Tracy was exploring water, also in terms of migration and borders, and I think stuff like that. So for me, I had a performance. As you can see, in the performance was I had a body paint with blue, and then I had this plaster of Paris mixed up, and also fiber, and I had a construction kind of frame, and also with a cling film to cover to hold the frame, so I can mix the POP inside it and have a mold set up. So yeah, so basically I'll just talk about my idea for the performance and what I was thinking about in the performance. So for the performance, I was basically positioning humans as waters, and in a way, water like they say like you can step into the same stream twice. So even though water is really kind of something that is like, you can say this stream, there's a stream here, there's a lake here, there's an ocean here, but it's not the same water you step in. Like it keep moving, the transition is like constant. Water keeps transiting, keeps moving. So now basically what I was trying to do is the performance, and also to put that in juxtaposition with the Yoruba sayings that it's only, so the Yoruba saying basically is Òmùgọ kóko is, that's the Yoruba saying, and it basically just says like an unwise person like kind of tries to knot water at the hem of their cloth, at the tip of your cloth, then you try to like kind of trying to trap water like that. So basically my idea is mostly in relation to how like we humans, we often assume our experiences, our challenges, our dreams, our goals, our worries are individual, and in that way, because we're thinking from the individual perspective, it's easier for the system generally to to do with us as they like. So that's the idea, is how to say like, while we have challenges and they might seems to be kind of personal, maybe they are really not personal, maybe they are just like what every other person is going through in different shades. So that's the basic idea for the performance. So also with the performance, also because I was thinking also of how like the problem is that we humans, we think from the individual perspective, we dream from the individual perspective. What happens then if we have a situation where there's a problem, this is a challenge, and then together we kind of find a way to solve the problem. So with the performance, so basically for the construction of the frame, I had just done it like a few hours before the performance. So I did that on Lagos Island, somewhere in Lagos Island. That's like somewhere I lived before when I was in the university, and I was on my equivalent year abroad in Lagos. So I had the construction there, and it was ready, brought it to the performance place, which was Treehouse, and prepared it. So with the performance, I guess what I started with, I had a set of hammers, the POP, water, and the frame. So I mixed up the POP with the fiber, so it thickened up about 4 meters, maybe 2 meters, maybe about 2 meters of POP cast, and then I had a cast. It was ready to go. So before I did the casting, I had given the hammers to people to help break it up. So yeah, but basically what I was thinking with the performance really is, yeah, and then I mean, you can watch the video. I have already uploaded the video. You check the video available on the channel. You can already see the video of the performance, so I won't be talking so much about what I do in the performance for the performance. So I'll be talking about the idea of a performance. Like what I was really saying, what I was really trying to address the performance is that there's so much individuality in the way we approach this world, the life we're living, that it often becomes a trap for us, and it makes it easier for us to be preyed upon. So the idea of the performance basically is how, also in the position of care, what exactly it means to care for someone, and also how do we share that care with other people in a way that it's also is not, it does not become toxic to them, it does not become too, almost like we are forcing ourselves to do them a favor. So that's also really, so I mean, from the performance, I think it's one of the performance where I finished, and after like a month, 2 months, 3 months, I still have remnant of the performance. So because I have a bit of scar from the performance, and I really couldn't work very well for the first, for like 2 months or like a month after it. So and it was also just because had me thinking so much about what exactly is care, and why the person needs our care and our attention. How do we hand over the care? How do we pass down the care in a way that it doesn't become it doesn't really become, because it doesn't become something that in the end the person who's receiving the care feels so bad about, feels so annoyed about. Like, I mean, I know conversations can be one of the way where like in the where like the person who's receiving the care can also talk about this, but also because of the power structure, at some point the person who we giving the care to might not be able to talk. And even outside human, in terms of other life forms, imagine we see a tree is dying. How do we care for the tree? We see like people are cutting so much trees around us. How do we care? Now we could say like, okay, now we people are cutting so much trees, and then let's go plant trees, right? Like what's happening so much, I think, in Nigeria, and even in some lot of Nigerian universities, especially UIRCs, it's like, yeah, we're cutting trees, and then some are saying let's plant tree barks, and then when planting tree barks, we are also planting not the trees that were particular to that environment before. It's like we are bringing new trees to the environment, and then so also it's also in just that exchange of care, of showing this care, sharing our love for the world. How are we doing that, and are we really putting so much concern on the idea of the power play between the person who's giving the care and the person who's receiving? Um, you know, I don't know, and I feel like I'm talking too much, right? So I feel like I'm talking too much, but yeah, mm, yeah. I mean, I guess those are the ideas for the performance. Basically, also when we think of communal care, how can together as a group, how can we care for ourselves? There are several models. I'm sure there are several people doing that already, and yeah, but we also really have to learn, have to figure that out. I mean, really, because I mean, I'm not trying to even answer a question. I'm just telling you much more about the ideas I was thinking of for the performance, and maybe yeah, you can get a similar. I mean, yeah. So it's creepy because yeah, but that's basically the idea for the performance. Òmùgọ, kóko, and yeah. Like I've always said, you can always put questions in the comment box. I mean, I've not replied some from the previous videos, but I sure will reply. And also, yeah, I think that's it. That's it for this one.